Good evening, everyone. For all my Taylor Swift fans out there, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22 because it is officially episode 22 of the White Whale Marketing Pod. You can see that in the top of your screen there, presented by White Whale Marketing. And as always, we're in collaboration with the Sport Marketeer. Just going to have Chris on the back end here bring in the rest of the squad while we get set for what is going to be a very exciting stream. We've got AJ joining us, and we've got the Yellow Couch, also known as Chris Nascimento, who is going to be joining us very shortly. As always, we're live on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. And this week, we're doing something really different and exciting with the White Whale Marketing Pod. Obviously, the WWM Pod's always talking about the most exciting of trends in sports business and sports marketing. We're really big fans of streaming and the power of esports. So today, we're going to mix things up a little bit, and we're going to be having our discussion as we normally do, talk about our three topics, but we're going to be doing it live while we're playing Warzone. And from the sounds of what we had in our pregame discussion, Chris, I'll actually hand it over to you to introduce our topics, but it doesn't really seem like it's going to be much of a big leagues thing, but more of like an AHL, ECHL kind of amateur outing.
Yeah, we're going to have AJ here. He's going to be I guess we can get started here, right? Let's get the Warzone started while we're discussing so people have something to watch.
Yep.
So it's not just these small guys on the left-hand side of the screen. Did I click the right thing?
Nope.
Down
to Battle Royale, and then...
That's how you know I don't do this too often. Battle Royale, are you sure?
Trios.
Yeah. It's this thing?
Yeah, Battle Royale and trios should be an option.
This is the thing I played with you last time with Malik?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We could do Rebirth later if you want. It has respawning capabilities.
Yeah,
I don't know what any of that means.
Sweaty. If you die, you can come back.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Play a game of that. That would be fun.
Okay, so we'll get this going. AJ is going to be the one carrying us here because he doesn't have a life apparently, and that's all he does. Haral and I are just going to be backpacking as always, and hopefully AJ speaks to us in English while we're playing this because I got lost last time. Anyways, as Haral was saying, we're just trying some things out, testing different, just different styles, right? Different formats, and as we saw when we did the Canada soccer live stream versus Mexico, that did unreal numbers. So we wanted to see what else we could do, test the limits, be agile, try things out. That's what white marketing is all about. I'm just getting comfy here because I'm in this couch. Anyways,
again.
Yeah. So the three topics, as always, right? We have three topics that we discuss each week as they're featured in the Sport Marketeer. The three topics we have today are the Insania. I don't even know. You guys were the ones talking about this. Insania and Defoe, right? Talking about how their differences are going to be when they came to North America to play soccer. So Haral will be writing that in tomorrow's article. And AJ will be speaking about how sorry, it's hard to focus on both things at once. How Netflix is having a series for the PGA, right? It's going to be similar to Drive to Survive, but obviously golf version. And we're just going to discuss hey, what kind of impacts does that have? What does it look like? And also just kind of speaking on, what we saw from Drive to Survive. And last but not least, my article is going to be related to companies, right? And more so coming at it from a retainer perspective from a marketing agency like ours. So last week we spoke about how January, it's a big month for partnerships, right? Because that's when the budgets are announced. That's when athletes, that's when brands like ours can start reaching out and saying, hey, this is the solutions we have. Do you want to work together? But this week we're going to come at it from more of a professional services standpoint, right? Obviously, there are brands that are looking to, provide different marketing or get into different marketing solutions, develop some partnerships with, teams or even just athletes. So we're going to be providing of some risers and fallers of which areas or categories we find are going to be the best in 2022, as well as maybe some suggestions we have alongside that. So with that, who wants to go first?
I don't mind going first,
Okay.
AJ, kick it off.
Take it off. Wait. Before you kick it off, before you do your little intro here, where are we dropping?
Oh, that's key. I'm trying to think of what's probably safest for us here. Probably around here.
Really? You think that's going to be the safe?
Lagoon,
I'm thinking. Or actually, we'll go over here, this side.
I'm down.
Yeah, it's pretty safe and we can rotate pretty well.
I don't know what that means, but yeah, cool.
We don't make it into the gas, But yeah.
Yeah, I was drinking water late.
The big news that we'll start off with is obviously I don't know if many of you guys, people watching or Chris and Hurrell, watched the Drive to Survive. Netflix's docu series as they released with Formula One, and that actually got really really good reviews. All over Netflix, the viewership and the audience on it. Really positive feedback, a lot of views on it, and I'm getting shot out of here. That's
There's 3 people or more.
Yeah, I see
behind
some
you.
teams landing. It's all good.
Yeah, I'm being landed on here.
Also, for reference, for people watching, you're watching my screen, so don't be disappointed by the gameplay, or if we're gonna be fall. There, I'm dead. Oh, I killed someone.
Right here.
Yes.
Yeah, pick up that gun.
Oh,
Wait, Chris, there's another person there. Turn around. Nice.
Let's go, boys.
is that you, AJ?
I got one.
It's me. AJ's
Oh.
AJ's not down. I'm the one that's down.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not one to brag. I might be, but I'm killing it already. But anyways, AJ, continue.
I gotta throw this over here, otherwise I don't die. But yeah, they're releasing their own docu series, but focused around a bunch of star-studded PGA players for the 2022 PGA season. Them traveling across the world and basically following what it's like to be a professional golf player. Especially in a post, or not, I wouldn't say post, but current pandemic, and basically their lives as professional athletes in the PGA Tour. And it's getting some really big hype right now. You got some big names coming up. Obviously, hopefully, we get to see a lot of Tiger Woods. How are you boys doing? You getting shot?
No, I'm good.
I don't think so. There's someone though north of us. I'd say.
Pretty close, I think. So I can hear him pretty well. And we're really excited to see what's going to come with it. You're going to see into the lives of golf players, which you don't often see. Get up here.
It scared me.
Sometimes
I get
scared.
You're gonna have to get used to this. It's a little different today. You get a little more entertainment visually.
Yeah.
The audio is gonna be a little all over the place.
You get a lot of more bloopers this time around.
Yeah, I'm trying to listen to what's going on, but at the same time talk. It's like I don't want to die.
No, you're doing well. I think you presented it well. So what's the question? That's how we usually go about it. What question do you have for us so we can kind of get into that?
Obviously, the focus of this is it's sort of like the sponsorship and collaboration between obviously Netflix, the biggest video provider that we have in the world right now, and PGA, which is a very traditional sport. Very varying demographics that people watch it. So my big question is, how do you guys think this will actually will it be successful? Will it have the same impact that the Formula One docuseries had on the sport? Will it bring younger people who's wouldn't traditionally watch golf because it's sort of got that stereotype of being kind of boring on TV? Is this gonna really hype up the sport and grow golf as a international sport worldwide?
Yeah, I'll go first if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it.
So I actually think golf's on the rise, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I think golf is just. I think maybe there was a little gap in maybe a generation that wasn't too into it. But I do think people our age necessarily, and also those maybe a bit younger than. I guess younger than me, maybe closer to AJ's age. No, AJ, you're pretty close. That like the university age, people entering university.
Boys,
Pardon?
there's guys near me. Oh,
Where are you?
throwing up. Oh, I'm not even close to you guys.
Are you the teal one or the orange
Hey, Haral. There's people close to you too.
Yeah, I'm getting.
There's people close to me. My bad. Whoops.
Yeah, there's guys very.
AJ, are you teal?
I'm teal. Yeah.
I'm down.
Oh, you're down?
Bro, we gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
Well, I'm dead. So with me being dead and I'm going to the gulag, let me continue what I was saying. I think golf's on the rise. And considering I'm in the gulag, let me try doing this still. So I lost the gulag. Someone bring me back. But anyways, this allows me to host a bit better. So AJ, you have enough money, bring me back.
Yeah.
That I think it's on the rise, right? I think it's something where people, it's a social outing, right? I think millennials and even what's the generation after Gen Z? I think it's always changing. Zoomers, right? Where they're much more social beings, right? They're much more experiential. So with that, I think golf has been on the rise where people want to use it, go drinking, spend time with their friends, also just enjoy themselves, right? And also a bit more too when you're seeing some of the current talent that's available, right? Bryce versus Brooks, different things like that, where maybe purists of the sport aren't necessarily huge on
Shots
it.
being fired behind us.
Whoops. Purists aren't
Of West?
necessarily a fan of the drama. I think that's what helps grows the game, and especially with certain programs that the PGA has had, right, to encourage athletes to have a social media presence, that it's going to result in, the NBA, or not the NBA, the PGA growing. And I know I was reading something this week about how both the NHL and NBA were in similar positions in the 1990s, but if you look at them now, they're significantly different, right? Where you see players in the NBA making millions upon millions more, especially even bench players are making more than the stars in the NHL.
Yeah.
And one of the main reasons for that is the NBA took the time to individually market their athletes, right? Because they're selling people, and that's where people can actually make connections. So I think something like Drive to Survive, where people started, falling in love for, Daniel Ricciardo. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Sebastian Vettel. I see a bunch of his stuff on TikTok as well, where people are just in love with it. That it helps grow the game. So I think any pieces of content where it allows people to have a little more behind the scenes and have people fall in love with the personalities, I think it's unreal. So yeah, that's my opinion, and you guys can kind of take it from there while I try to work my way back to you guys.
100%. Yeah. I'm excited for it too. I mean, like you said, I think the Bryson versus Brooks rivalry is probably going to be one of the highlights to actually portray and show in the series. Obviously, Drive for Survive being an early mover has the advantage there, and like the standard is set, the bar is set pretty high at the end of the day when it comes to these content streaming things, like with The Last Dance and with Drive to Survive. Netflix obviously has a big task at hand in promoting the PGA, promoting golf, and the biggest thing is just going to be how the players respond to it and how much they get into the series, because that's how you're going to be able to get those fans and be able to attract, you're going to have people fall in love with the people behind this game itself based on how open they are and how quote unquote revealing they might be in a potential series like this. So I think there's a lot of great potential. I think there's a lot of personality that can be introduced here. And also with a sport like golf, you really do get the opportunity to get to know the athlete a lot better than maybe like a sport like hockey, where there is both barriers within the sport as well as just like social barriers within the game that prevent athletes from being as open and engaging with their fans. So as long as the PGA doesn't really have those restrictions set up, I think golf is in a really good spot with this potential series. There's a lot they can do. And, with Tiger Woods obviously on his way out, quote unquote, with his age and stuff, it's time to grow the sport. And like you said, Chris, golf is definitely growing as a sport on the rise in terms of how many people are participating in it. This will do nothing but good things for the game itself. But as we always talk about, I think it comes down to what kind of content we're going to see. People aren't going to be in it for a golf documentary. They're going to be in it for like the reality show, like almost like a Desperate Golfers of Augusta kind of thing.
I think that's what's going to be really important, like what you said in terms of personality. You see a lot of people see these athletes, especially, in golf, you don't really know much about them. All you do is you watch them on TV, and then, the occasional time they get that interview if they win a championship, if they win an Open. And I think that's going to be what's really critical for this documentary. That's going to show fans a side that they wouldn't necessarily see regularly, with not only the individual players and the individual golfers, but I think, just as the sport in general, the type of people that's involved in. Oh my God!
Harrell's in the gas. Damn.
Yeah, no, I got caught in the gas. That's on me.
I'll
come back in the gulag
to revive you. Okay. Yeah, continue, AJ.
Yeah,
AJ, I'll take the ATV too.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's going to be really important for the sport and for people to see these athletes from a different perspective that they normally would. They're not just going to be these people on a TV screen anymore. It's going to be more, focused on their individual lives and see them from a different point than we haven't seen yet. And I think that's going to be pretty interesting to watch. And we saw the success it had with the Formula One that they released. So I'm really looking forward to it. And I'm not sure exactly what's going to be happening with, other elements of it. But I think, if we get even involvement with the women's game, we could see it's on the rise as well. And I think, let me buy them back. Yeah.
What women's sport was one of the biggest trends in 2021. And funny enough, when I think AJ, you were in exams, or no, you were sick.
Guys in front of
Pardon? The guys in front of you? When you were sick during the holidays, Harrell and I did an episode ourselves, and
boys.
One of our trends were was content, right? And we were talking about how more teams are going to be doing individualized content.
There are guys around us. They're on the.
I'm trying to snipe someone, and I can't snipe and try to talk at the same time.
It's hard. I'm gonna try and flank and see if I can get around them because they've got their
Oh,
loadout.
they got me. I need someone.
They're sniping from what? Northwest?
We're
Are they
all-
up there?
Up
Yeah,
here,
coming.
Can you revive me? Oh, and we got gas. You want to get on the ATV here and get out of here?
Oh,
Can't. I got sniped.
Fuck.
okay. See if I can.
Sorry
That's
for cursing.
hilarious. No, it's all good. They gotta go. Oh, they're hard scoping. Smart.
Yeah, they're
I
just
don't know what that means.
chilling.
They're holding down the scope and they're just looking through their sights to snipe us.
Get me, just kill me.
Right there. All right.
All right, it's time for AJ to carry.
Yeah. So, anyways, let's kind of get back into it. So, what Haral and I were talking about the end of the year special. We're talking about how, one of the biggest things that we're thinking would be in trend in 2021 with, necessarily thinking about Canada and lockdowns and how, sponsorships are some dollars like ticketing, right? With Haral being with the Canucks, it's something that has been a little more variable, right? You're not as like sure that, hey, we're going to be able to get this amount of money in, but sorry, I'm just staring at the game. But with things like content pieces where you know for sure you're able to deliver this asset, you're able to have maybe some guarantees or even have some numbers for potential partners is another way to generate revenue. So I find different things like this, whether it's a league as a whole or association like the PGA or even clubs doing it, I think that's going to be one of the bigger trends we see in 2022. And I'm all for it, right? Where, as I forget which one of you guys were saying it, but I think it's going to have a huge impact where golf. It's a lot of AJ. There's people just on the other side of that. Golf has the opportunity where you can see the person's face, right? They have a lot of time where they can talk in between shots of the camera, and also maybe afterwards. So I think it's great. But I don't know if there's anything else you guys want to touch on that topic, but we can move on to something else.
Oh, I see two of them. Should I
Uh,
go for it? Should I say this?
While AJ grinds, I guess my biggest question is with Drive to Survive and with Netflix, to a certain extent, there is some. While it's a new sport, and you got to introduce it to fans.
So on the left,
There's
Hey, that's not good. How did I get flash from there? I'm dead, boys. Oh wow.
oh
Oh, there's another team.
that's life. Let's continue on with the podcast.
yeah. I guess my biggest question is, like we said, it's not going to be about the game of golf that's going to be exciting, but like you have to. The sport of golf itself may not be the most exciting product, whereas with Drive to Survive with F1, like, the racing, the cars, the sounds, the engine, in my opinion, is still like, it's definitely a one way to sell it, even though it's just a cars driving around the lap and stuff. And they get really like into the technicals of like, the cars, the engine. I've been talking to friends who aren't the biggest, like, they're not the biggest sports fans, but after watching something like Drive to Survive, they understand the concept of like how the cars work a bit more, and talk about like the importance of investing into engines. They get into technicals is what I'm trying to say. And I don't know if the same might happen with golf, where like if you have a in-depth one-on-one with like Bryson DeChambeau and he talks about his golf clubs, the technical stuff behind it, I don't know if that'll be as appealing. So from a technical aspect, obviously I think there's a lot more that needs to be done for the PGA series in terms of getting people engaged and keeping them engaged while you still introduce the sport to them.
No, and that's a fair point, and I'll build on this, and then maybe we'll move on to something else because obviously we still need to talk about two more subjects. Is that as much as I do agree, Formula One's people going at insane speeds is very entertaining. I think this is a golf's opportunity to sell the sport, right? Not only do you maybe sell it as, hey, this is something you should be playing more and getting more into, but maybe they can even like start selling of, hey, you should start maybe even going to your local tournaments or like the Canadian Open or something like that, right? Because you can kind of show like, hey, if you go here, you'll be able to have an inside look of what that experience will be like. So I find it's a perfect opportunity to sell the game. And, I've watched golf videos and kind of looked into it a bit more. And can I watch it at the moment? No. But I do tend to find myself watching videos on YouTube of, I think it would be like tailor-made, and they're explaining how, how they build these clubs, right? Where when they go to tournaments, depending on the weather, depending on the guide, depending on their strength, they're changing all these different clubs, and they have like this almost like technician per brand, just kind of fixing it up, changing it up depending on the weather and what type of club they need. And I found that's like super interesting because usually I just thought I'm like, go to Golf Town, pick a couple irons and go on from there. But there's so many different like aspects and variables to it. I find you can sell it, right? You just got to find which way you kind of present it. So I think it could be interesting. I'm excited to see what it is, and I'll for sure watch it because golf needs a new Tiger Woods, as we always say. We've talked about with soccer nonstop. You can't just have that one face of the franchise. You kind of need to build that base. So when that face leaves, you still have that strong base. So especially with Tiger Woods still being there, I think golf has an opportunity to raise the profile of all these different athletes while Tiger's still around. But yeah, let's move on to the next topic. Let's do mine before I forget it and we get into the game too much.
Sure.
So as I was saying, didn't do the best job of maybe explaining it at the beginning because we're playing Warzone. But essentially, what this topic is going to revolve around is coming at it from more of a professional service standpoint. Last week, we came at it from maybe more of an athlete standpoint on how to get sponsorships and why it was a valuable time this year. Now we're going to come at it from a partnership or a professional service standpoint of how we're talking about the different trends that are available in 2022, and we think, or I think personally, and you guys can kind of chime in on this. I find categories such as companies in sports betting, alcohol, and to be honest, I'll even say health and fitness because I've had a incredible amount of health and fitness meetings recently, just because considering where we are, the landscape we're in Canada, we're locked down right now, right? So people can't be going to the gyms, so a lot of them are starting to look on, hey, how can I stay healthy at home, right? So that's why these brands are interested in capitalizing off of that. Same thing with alcohol. A little, I don't want to say unfortunate, but a lot of people are consuming more alcohol during lockdowns and the pandemic. So there is an opportunity for brands to maybe make sure once how do you say the correct terms here? First off, where are we going? We're going to Lagoon.
Yeah, I think that's the safest bet.
Okay. So what I was going to say was, how to make sure once this all settles through, or maybe in 5-10 years from now, how do you still, keep that brand loyalty for, users once the pandemic ends and they're not just using it because of, being locked down and that's what's the only brand that's available. And then last but not least, sports betting, right? I think in Canada with it becoming legalized, I was telling you guys, did you die already?
No, I don't know if you're going to make it at all. It's kind of far.
Just land and get a Jeep.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, but as I was saying, right, so the last topic is more so sports betting. I think that's going to be a potential category that can make a lot of movement because, I'm a perfect example. I'm not too huge into that, but because it's become legalized, I started doing it, and I got $10 on the cents today. I hope they win because then I get another 34 payout out of it. And, from that, I've kind of been looking at different brands in sports betting to see what I'm comfortable using. And I don't find there's been one yet that's kind of stood out. So I find if it's a perfect timing for contract started. Who started the contract?
It was me.
It's a perfect time for brands that we kind of just, or categories that we just spoke about, to capitalize on the opportunity where all eyes are kind of on them and to make the most of it, to maybe partner with, brands that have their best interests in heart to make sure they make the most of their opportunity in 2022. So with that, I shared maybe risers of categories that I think have the most potential in 2022 if done correctly. What are categories that you guys think are going to have the most potential in 2022 to make some major trends or traction, I should say, if they do it correctly?
Ooh. I think esports is going to be a big one, just because I know we talk about esports quite a lot.
Like teams in esports?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think a big element of it is that we talk about a lot of the time the effects of the pandemic and how it's going to affect sport and consumers in the future. And I think because of everyone being stuck inside, like you said, and for quite a long time, there's just so much potential because the audience is just growing more and more. More people are getting into gaming, but then also people, again, do it competitively. They're going to start, following these esports teams. And even we've spoke about it before in one of the first few podcasts, actually, but the owner of the Toronto Ultras, they got the stadium, their One Media Stadium, approved by the city of Toronto for a massive esports venue to be, introduced in Ontario's capital. And I think just events like that and, the teams growing more and the viewership growing more and more, I think they've got a lot of potential for the year to come. And I'm looking forward to it at least.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Esports, I definitely agree. Right. With such movement and like potential that they have, it's definitely their chance to start getting some traction, especially with maybe the more traditional sporting fan. Right. So I'm sure maybe if they partner, and I'm sure that's we'll be targeting some esports companies as well this year to maybe help them get more of that traditional sporting fan and how to maybe kind of sell their product in different creative ways. But Haral, go ahead.
100%. I like the esports one. For me, one that really sticks out is it's kind of related to the health and fitness one, but it's more of a I, I don't want to say supplements, but it almost closest category I can think of is supplements. And what I think of is a couple of brands that I've been hearing about recently, especially when it comes to partnerships with some like franchises and teams and stuff. It's oh shit, you guys picked me up. I'm blessed. All right, give me a sec. Just hop in. Yeah, but it's like hangover cures almost. I think with the healthy fitness trend that we're seeing, one of the things that people want is obviously we want to stay healthy and we want to stay fit during the pandemic. But while we're stuck at home and while people are obviously consuming more, enjoying more, and I guess enjoying the pleasantries of life, we want these quick solutions, right? We want to we want to lose weight fast. We want to cure hangovers fast. And
We're in
that
trouble,
kind of
boys.
stuff.
We're in trouble, boys. Uh-oh.
What's happening?
No.
Damn, I'm dead.
Oh,
so you grab my money.
I'm getting destroyed over here. I can't.
See, I agree with that, but so do you mind maybe sharing on how you think coming at it from a sporting landscape? Do you maybe mean so because you think the sporting audience would be like the perfect potential consumer of that?
Yeah, product? I think the sporting audience, especially because the way I kind of tie into what I see the future of sports, the in-person sports going into. Did you get out?
Yeah, we got to get out.
I'm back.
Woo! Chris, go as close to zone as you can because there's a helicopter behind us, and we.
Oh, is that what we were getting shot at from? A helicopter? That's hilarious.
We're still here.
Yeah, go to. Oh no, the guy's gonna kill me.
We got to get in this.
Yep. We're in.
He passed me.
Chris,
I don't see the helicopter. Is it low?
No.
Okay. Oh yeah, I see it. Oh, yeah, it's super low.
Is it?
Back to what I was saying.
Are you referring to it as more from? Oh damn! There's teams there.
Squads being hunted. Let's go.
There. Oh, they're literally on the buy station over there. All right, I got to get us out of here. Well,
why do you need the buy station?
So we can get a loadout.
Oh man, there's teams everywhere here.
Yeah, I know.
It's crazy. It's almost like that's how the game works.
The plane's chasing me.
What? Really? You? Come on. You're by yourself. Why is it chasing you?
All right, let's get out. Let's get out so they can't see us.
Oh, I'm dead.
No.
I'm dead. I didn't see. I thought they were still in the helicopter. Anyways, okay. Sorry, Haral. Continue.
Yeah. So with sports and the biggest thing sports is selling is the experience, right? We want to welcome people back into the arenas and the venues. We want them to have a good time, especially when you're targeting the young millennial and the Gen Z audience who's just out to have a good time. And so a lot of the sales that a sports entity gets is with food and beverage, right? So that's where I think supplements comes into play. There's a lot of cool hip drinks out there that are basically supposed to be like the anti-hangover cure and stuff like that. So I feel like with an emerging brand like that, that's already targeting an audience that the sports brands want to target, partnering up with a small brand like that, it's a very niche market, but I think it ties very well into the experience. It ties well into enhancing it, and it connects with brands that are targeting like young millennials in a guerrilla marketing sort of way. So I think that's one of those underrated ones that I think sports teams really need to look towards, especially if you're, inviting people back to enhance the experience, targeting companies that already have a brand perception and, a brand identity as part of the experience.
In the back.
Yeah, no, that makes a ton of sense because I think even this week I've had 3 meetings with these companies that were, how would I explain it? It's almost where they curate supplements according to like your dietary needs, right? So let's say you're consuming I'm just making examples because I don't know like the science behind it, but let's say you consume like vitamin C, vitamin D, B12, and then I don't know, protein powder, XYZ. They kind of make this this blend that kind of has everything that you need within it, right? So brands like that I've noticed have caused have had a lot of interest in potentially finding ways to to maximize their potential, quote unquote, the white whale marketing tagline, for 2022. I definitely see how you're saying from like hangover cures, right? Because that does tie right into it, right? Where alcohol is one of the biggest, sponsors or even potential, marketing partners within sports. So kind of parlaying off of that would make a lot of sense.
Behind us, lads.
Yeah, I see
But
the squad. We going at him?
um,
I'm just
building
waiting.
on that too, though, what I will say, oh wow, you guys should get them now.
I'm waiting.
Who am I watching? That's Harrell. Harrell, shoot, no? Oh, nice.
I gotta get out of here. That gun was terrible. I don't know why I chose that.
Yeah, so one of the other things that I kind of wanted to parlay on, right? When there's a team behind you in
Yeah.
front of you. When we've been approaching brands, right, to maybe come at it more from a professional services side of things, one of the other things that we kind of want to offer is rather than just saying, hey, like go partner with Team X and go slap your logo on their jersey or their signage or whatever else, you want to come at it from more of a creative standpoint, I'd say, right? So some of the things I was maybe discussing was, how do you say this?
Oh, that's
More so like kind of providing experience when people are at the games, right? So maybe kind of showcasing their product or their services in some way, or even let's say using your hangover cure, maybe even providing some type of sample, but also maybe making more of a setting.
Yeah, I'm
maybe you
down.
can have like a
They came right
cookie
at us.
bar or something, and you're serving up different cocktails that kind of go with that hangover cure. Just different things like that, so people actually remember your product and they remember it.
Yeah, exactly. I think it comes down to just making the experience better, and it's these low-key brands that are doing a really good job of engaging with the audience. And I think for a sports team especially, or any organization, like if you're not the organization that's good at targeting the young audiences, partner with the ones that are.
Yeah, no, 100%. I definitely agree with that. Last topic, and sorry for those who are watching and it's maybe a little delayed on the screen or it's a little blurry. There's a whole lot of internet being used right now, so you just got to work with that. And I know our topics and even our maybe some of the things we're saying are kind of a little all over the place, but you're getting multitasking at its finest. So just trying things out. But Harrell, I think it's your topic, which is kind of good too because you're out, so you have an opportunity to kind of get into it.
Oh, I'm frozen.
Oh,
wow.
It was at the last second. I don't know if I'm alive or dead.
AJ was playing for the boys there.
Yeah,
My screen complete. Oh, they were waiting for me.
You gotta love it.
Oh well.
Okay. Harrell, you want to get into your last topic here?
Yeah, for sure. So obviously, for our fans in Toronto and Ontario that follow the MLS, or even
AJ,
soccer,
you're in the gulag.
Yeah, I know. It's just hasn't loaded in for me.
There's a huge story to be followed, I'd say, and that is Toronto's acquisition of Italian superstar Lorenzo Insigne. Obviously, he's finishing up his season in Napoli there and finishing up the season in June, and he's joining the team on, I believe, a 4.5-year deal, which is going to be paying upwards of 11 million plus euros. So either way, the numbers of the contract don't matter. For us, what matters and what I'm going to be talking about in the newsletter is comparing how 18th place, not bad. I essentially want to be comparing how Toronto FC as a brand marketed these acquisitions, because this is not the first big signing in TFC history. Obviously, they had a great unveil with Jermaine Defoe and Sebastian Giovinco being the two bigger stars that they signed earlier, and they had different ways of introducing these players to the market. Now, we'll talk about Lorenzo Insigne a bit later, but for you guys, to start off, I'd love to hear about what you guys remember about the Jermaine Defoe and the Giovinco signings, what you remember about how TFC introduced it, maybe tell the folks at home what you remember about it and how TFC introduced those guys. And we can
they really hyped up the Defoe signing. Whenever a pro player from Europe signs for a team, especially in the MLS, especially in Canada, they really, really love to sell it because, the first thing you think of, it's going to sell shirts. Defoe got so many signed shirts. Giovinco signed so many shirts. Even if we look at like when Impact signed Drogba, when Ibra went to LA, even when Carlos Vela went to LA too, they just signed. It gets so many people more interested. And I think that's what they're doing as well with Insigne. It's going to get a lot more people interested. And I mean, I've already seen all over Twitter, people are saying like, "Oh, I'm going to go to every single TFC game because this guy's a European champion from this year, and he was the captain of one of the best teams in Italy. And now he's coming to TFC. obviously for a big paycheck, but at the same time, he's class. So I think it's just going to be really interesting. I think they're going to put more hype than Defoe and, Giovinco, because they were, I wouldn't say past their prime, but they weren't as hyped up. This is a top player, one of the, the best wingers and forwards that we see in the world, and especially in Italy at least. And I think, they're going to milk it as best as they can, and they should. They've got a top player coming to their team. They're going to sell the shirts. They're going to get bums in seats, and they're going to get more people interested in the MLS.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. And
Chris, before you go on, you want to play the other game mode too?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, just this lobby.
Yeah, go back to the main menu.
Okay. Okay. I'll let you guys direct me, and then I'll kind of chime in on it.
Yeah. While we do that and stuff, I guess do you guys remember the tagline for when Jermaine Defoe was signed? The whole centerpiece of TFC marketing when Jermaine Defoe was brought over. You guys remember the slogan?
I was in Ottawa, or I am in Ottawa. So you're in Toronto, so you probably get that a bit more.
So
before we get into that, which one do I click?
Rebirth, Resurgence, Trios.
This one.
Yeah.
Okay. Continue, Earl.
Oh yeah, so it was a bloody big deal, right? They really I don't know, they Britishified it. They basically just infused the most British content you could with it. Like the commercial they had was just a bunch of British people spitting out their tea, seeing the Defoe signing and stuff, and the whole tagline was "It's a bloody big deal." And obviously, bloody is a very popular term when it comes to people in North America trying to copy British people. So that's the whole thing that we saw with the Defoe signing in specific. So it was very again, like AJ said, it's a big deal because you're bringing someone over from Europe. They tied it into Defoe being British. And because, you're taking someone from the EPL, they connected themselves to the EPL as much as they could in the branding. So that's what I found interesting about the Defoe stuff. But yeah, Chris, what were your thoughts about the way TFC brings in their big guys?
Yeah, no. So what was the point I was going to say? So there's a few things I want to add. So what's interesting about Euros coming to North American soccer, it's obviously heavily pushed, right? Where, to be honest, it's almost sad. And I think I was talking to this when we were kind of getting the games downloaded earlier today. I watch sports significantly less now that I'm working in it than I did when I was, a teenager or in university, right? So unfortunately, I'm not as up to date with all sports as I am, but maybe I'm also because I'm a little older and I have, different things to take care of, right? So there's different responsibilities. But with all that aside, what I did notice when I was younger was that I knew where every European player was playing within the MLS, right? Like I knew about Drogba, David Villa, Beckham, all these top players. I knew about them. I was watching their highlights in the MLS because, as AJ was saying, or even Haral, I guess, with that tagline, it was a bloody big deal, right? Where I knew all about it and I wanted to know more, right? I was like, oh man, this is amazing. Like it's almost as if they were within reach, right? It's like, oh, like it's right here. It's in my backyard. I can actually see this high level talent. Not that there's not high level talent coming out of North America, but the way they kind of market it, and especially just how prominent it is in Europe, it's just incredible, right? So I find that pretty interesting. And one of the points that may be a little off topic that I'll bring up here as well is I kind of wish that they would make as big of a deal of these Euro signings as well as maybe their more their North American talent. I know the North American talent's developing a bit more, and obviously if they have the opportunity to probably go to Europe, but why not invest in those that are already within the system too. Okay, so that's one point, and then the other point was going to be in regards to the marketing of it, right? You're talking about how for Jermaine Defoe, when he went to TFC, they're kind of Britifying it or making it super English, where they're even using, bloody, which is a highly, English tagline. And then, just even, the cup of tea, XYZ, right? They're really trying to kind of sell that, hey, you're getting a piece of England with the signing, right? Oh, I just got put on fire. And then with that, I find it interesting because I worked at Atletico Ottawa, right, which is owned by Atletico de Madrid, and they're this huge Spanish club, and they purchase a club in Canada's capital, right? Pretty interesting. Where probably at first glance, you're like, why would they go to Ottawa? And you get pretty excited because of, wow, you have one of the biggest clubs in the world, coming to Canada, right? So it's very entertaining. But while I was at the club, one of the biggest things was how they wanted to make it Ottawa's, right? So they didn't necessarily want to kind of create a Spanish experience or a Spanish experience, right? Because I remember when I had my first meeting with the CEO, and I had this list of all my different ideas of what I wanted to bring for marketing to the club. They're like, we want to make it the people in Ottawa feel like it's their own, because we've noticed when we've gone to other places in the world, because they had one in Israel and they still have San Luis in Mexico, Atletico San Luis, that they find it performs better when it caters to the local market rather than just trying to make it a Spanish experiment or a Spanish experience. But I would disagree in the sense of when you look at the Jermaine Defoe signing, or even, all of us here, how we're, fans of these Euros coming, you want that piece, right? Because you want to be attached as much as you can to the highest level, to these incredible talents. And I think it's a great way to kind of maybe attach yourselves while you can attach yourself to Serie A, to these top international superstars. But yeah, interesting. I know I rambled on there, but I was trying to go around there. But I think you guys get what I'm saying, right? Even though I'm rambling because I'm playing.
Yeah, there's a lot of good points you touched on there, and I'm actually curious because there's a lot of things that I think the landscape of the MLS, let's be honest, was different when Defoe came over, and it's also honestly much different now than it was when Giovinco came over, right? So obviously, like the whole idea of like, you got to go all in and be like, hey, we're getting a big guy from Europe. Insigne is different because obviously he played for Team Italy. They just won the Euros. Giovinco had a couple of international caps for Italy, but he wasn't like, a big name on Team Italy when they were participating in world international competitions. And he also wasn't necessarily the biggest name in on Juventus while he played. Not to say that he's not a great player and all, but obviously, there are bigger names in Italy. And while there are bigger names than Insigne, he is one of the top names, which is really exciting. However, I think people are also, to a certain extent, with the Team Canada hype and stuff, like, they've seen Alphonso Davies. Like, we've had good talent come out of North America, which ties into Chris's point about, making sure that you focus on our own talent and be able to promote that. So because of that,
I say something quickly just on that note. So in regards to Davies, right? They did kind of push Davies. But I found they only really kind of started pushing Davies when and it makes sense when he kind of started making noise on the international stage, but even more so once he signed with Bayern, right? Yep. That's when he was all over TSN, he was everywhere. And if you're basically a sporting fan in Canada or North America, that's when you would have heard of what is this?
We're going to chemical engineering?
Yeah, this is Alcatraz Island.
I've never seen this. Okay, so what do we do in this game?
It's the same thing, except we get like an extra life, basically.
Yeah, so like if you die once, you can like come back multiple times until your whole team is dead. So like if you
never die in this,
there's no gulag. So.
Oh, okay. So that's not good.
Although the games get a bit more greasy, I'd say.
Sweaty and
sweaty. That's the word.
Yeah.
Okay, so here let's get these conversations, and maybe we can finish this game off just playing the game.
Yeah.
So, Haral, take it away. Sorry for interrupting, just adding to that.
No, it's all good. That's a really good point. And that's the thing with Davies, right? Like, even though Davies wasn't necessarily promoted then, like, people have realized that, there is Canadian talent in these leagues, where I think TFC has to be obviously a bit more creative is, Insigne is just much more than one of the best players in Italy. And so they really got to, I guess, have people, buy into the hype almost all over again. And what my piece is really going to focus on, I'd say, is the idea of hold up, there's a satchel here if anyone wants it. It's going to focus on
I'll take the satchel.
Yeah, it's upstairs in the chemical engineering building. I'm up here. I don't know if you're in the building or not, but come up to the top floor, there's a satchel.
Okay, cool. Continue.
Yeah, usually the top is a good place to like hold base, but AJ, feel free to take it away somewhere else if we need to.
No, this is good for now. I like this.
Okay. So what basically Defoe was all about, it's a bloody big deal. With Giovinco, they made a superhero theme out of it because obviously his nickname is the Atomic Ant, and so his introduction was very super heroic themed. Like, they had like it felt like a Marvel comic almost, with Insignia, what I'm seeing they're doing so far is the video that they had was Italian art theme. Like, they had like the Mona Lisa, like the
The
Mona
Mona
Lisa.
Lisa finds overplayed, but continue.
Yeah, they had the Mona Lisa canvas, or like a canvas of basically being in a museum kind of thing. And then from there, they introduced Insignia. They got Fabrizio Romano, which was really hype. He's the Woj of soccer football, as we know. So he
CPL
was
got him for something, no?
Sorry?
The CPL got him for something this year, no?
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Might be draft related or maybe
Like
something
a cameo.
else. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, so they had him basically saying, "Here we go," and confirm the transfer. And so it was very like, they had the Italian music, like they had like Italian themed music and stuff. And I think they're really going to play on the Italianness of it just because, Woodbridge is a very big market for Toronto FC. And also the surrounding areas of Woodbridge and Vaughan of Toronto are very highly popular with Italian immigrants and Italian descendants. So that's a big consumer base for them. So I'm interested to see how much they play up the Italian part of it, but also, what's Insignia's brand? Like, with Defoe, his brand was that he's British. Sebastian Giovinco's brand was that he's the Atomic Ant. I'm interested to see, and I'll kind of hint on a bit what I think might happen, but I'm interested to see what aspects of Insignia's brand that worked in Italy will work on a personal branding level in Toronto, and whether or not TFC's marketing team will be able to play on that, be able to build on that, and be able to take advantage of that when it comes to marketing with the fans.
Mm-hmm. No, I completely agree. And
we got bad guys on us, boys.
Where?
Yeah, I see someone outside. I'm trying to snipe them.
Where?
There's a guy down low over here.
Over here's where?
I pinged it.
There's someone at southeast. He's outside, just trying to peek at us from the windows and trying to shoot us.
Don't worry, I'm all right.
Behind you. Wait, Chris, behind you. At that window there, there's a guy. I'll try to ping him. Oh wait, he's down here now. Yeah, people are gonna try to come enter the building, so just be aware.
Yeah, they're in here.
Okay, cool.
They're in
here. Yeah, if we can hold a top position, that'd be good. But yeah,
Where's
just
the stairs?
Oh, I'm dead.
Where are the stairs?
Stairs are behind you.
Oh my lord. He's right here.
Is he downstairs?
This is the guy that kept killing me during the pregame lobby.
Oh, yeah. Chris, behind you.
Behind me?
He opened the door. Remember that door?
Oh damn! I broke his shield out. I had a self revive. Okay, sorry about that. What were we saying about Insignia?
Just basically tying into obviously the reason why he was signed, or a big reason why they target the Italian community, is because the Italian fan base for TFC is big. Woodbridge and Vaughan and stuff. So I'm wondering how much they're going to play on just like him being the best player in Italy, or what aspects of his personal brand that worked in Europe are going to work here for TFC to be able to take advantage of.
Yeah, I do think there'll probably be like, there'll be like the diehard fans. I do think too that it should almost kind of have an educational portion of their like promotional plan, just to kind of show more the everyday fan or even people that aren't necessarily a fan of TFC to kind of show them, hey, this is why it's such a big deal, right? Mm-hmm. So, like for instance, like you're talking about like referring back to that Jermaine Defoe commercial you had, by watching it, like, okay, he's British, got it, but maybe for the everyday person, they wouldn't have made like these grand connections, right? Whereas maybe with Insignia, you can kind of show things with the Euros and with Serie A and so on and so forth, and really kind of building them up, kind of almost creating a pedestal, even though we kind of talk about it, not to just create pedestals for athletes, kind of have a strong base. But I do think they're like TFC, like the brand as a whole has an opportunity to even kind of grow the brand of other players since they have a player like Insignia now, right? Mm-hmm. So no, it's pretty interesting. Obviously, we'll have to apologize for the rambling and the little bit of this, a little bit of that. The whole
apologize for the terrible gameplay minus AJ.
Yeah, exactly. But that's why we highly recommend that you sign up for the newsletter. You can find it in the bio of this video, and from there you'll be able to have it delivered to your newsletter or to your inbox every Friday. Or you can also just check it out when it comes out. You can also read through the past 21 episodes or 22 if you tune in tomorrow. And yeah, you'll kind of stay up to date with all the things that are going on in sports marketing. And you also kind of have a much more well thought out and broken down article that provides you with better information than three guys playing Warzone trying to talk about sports marketing. But that's 100%. The fun about the podcast, just trying different things and
Just
somewhat
before
weird.
we go, Chris, one thing I noticed, I was on Twitch, and I don't know how long ago this was, but we got a comment from Yo Cool Dude 24 asking us our favorite sport, and I think whether they're watching or not at this point, we wouldn't be doing it justice if we didn't answer that question.
Yeah, let's do it. My favorite sport. I'm a huge Sens fan. As I said, I have money on the Senators today, and oh wow, they're already playing. Let's see how I'm doing. But I'm a big hockey fan, big soccer fan, and football Canadian. So both footballs, I'd say. But how about you guys?
AJ, want to
Obviously-
take this one? I feel like AJ's Instagram might give this one away.
I don't know if you guys see, the Instagram, also the jersey behind me. It's kind of dark, but big Man U fan, soccer player. Since I was really young, big Man U fan. I'm also from Ottawa, so if follow the Sens when I'm back home. But usually just soccer. Soccer's the main one. Any one,
Not to interrupt here, guys, but as I said, I have money on the Senators.
What's the score?
Take a look.
Is that 2-0? Oh, and the
2-0.
second period? No,
It's 3. I think it's 3-1 odds too. So that's cool. I'm not a big gambling guy, but if someone wants to sponsor me, because I'm on hot streak, I've only lost one bet this year, and I've probably only placed 7 to 8. Hit me up. I only bet Sens though, so maybe I'll be a Sens gambling talent.
Huge market for that. Sens
Yeah,
gambling
but-
specifically, for sure.
Yeah. You know what? You're not wrong. Actually, maybe I just got to start up my own personal brand again. Maybe a little separate entity under White Whale Marketing, but
Instead of Nestimental marketing, it's got to be sentimental marketing.
sentimental marketing or sentimental bets.
There you go. Are we doing chemical engine again? All right, so
Sen, please, yeah.
Haral, what's your favorite sport?
the jersey in the background give it away a little bit. Being Canadian, it was hockey, and for me,
Huge team.
Oh yeah, huge team. Yeah. We are. I'm just gonna land on the bottom of the house. I didn't get in.
I can't even get in. But continue.
Yeah, hockey was the big one for me. Just because I made a lot of friends just following hockey and stuff from an early age. But I played baseball a little bit in high school. Favorite sport though, cricket's definitely got to be in the top 3.
Really?
Just
I didn't know that.
Cricket's a fun sport. I love it. I don't get to do it as much. Oh, that guy jumped. What a noob.
Something I would have done.
Yeah, cricket's a big one for me just because that was one that I grew up watching with my family, and it's as the sports got more exciting, it was cool to see the commercialization of the game.
Someone's there.
Yeah, no, I'm done. Yeah, so cricket and hockey definitely the top 2 for me. But I think being a White Whale Marketing guy, I would be wrong to say I'm not a growing fan of soccer and football.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, no, I love that, and I guess since we're still playing, we can start talking about different things since the podcast topics are over. But it's pretty cool, right? Just in regarding to sports, right? Even though we work in it, but just kind of building what Haral said, how you were able to make friends because of hockey. So I moved to Boston when I was 12, right, for my dad's work, and everyone, because I went to this small town in the suburbs of Boston. It was this little preppy town, and I made friends. But when I was in my electives, so not in my core classes, people didn't know who I was. They just knew me as the Canadian. And in gym class, I wouldn't have anyone from my team the first few days. And then once we played football one day, American football, and the ball was kicked to me on a kickoff, and then I returned it for a touchdown. And then after that day, I had the respect of everyone in my class. And then when I was in the hallways, people would stop and talk to me, even though it wasn't the people in my homeroom. So sports has always had a huge impact, whether it's in Canada or when I lived in the States for the year, huge impact on my life.
Sheesh, Chris, this guy's got a story ready for Disney there.
Yeah,
I got noticed, got scouted. We're just missing the
Yeah.
NFL part of it, where you make the NFL.
Yeah, the only part of it is I'm 5'6", right? So I had to stay on the business side of things. But
Edelman.
There is Edelman's 5'8", I'd say. I think he's
There you
listed
go.
at
Him and
5'9".
Danny Amendola. The Patriots have a long history of short guys.
Don't get me wrong. Oh, short guys. Oh, I'm a big guy.
Short kings, my bad. Short kings.
No, I'm just kidding. But I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just walking around. No, there's definitely been guys shorter than me in the NFL. I think there's a guy. He's on Chicago. I think he's 5'4". What's his name? He's a running back. Tariq Cohen, no?
He might be
5'4", 5'5", something like that. Anyways, No, but I never wanted to be a professional athlete. Like I wanted to at one point, and then I quickly realized that you got to move around. I was like, that's not about it.
There's quite a few guys here, boys.
Pardon?
There's quite a few people here.
Do we have to move soon?
About 30 seconds before it starts closing in on us.
Wait, where's it? Quite a few people. I don't see anyone.
Outside, like below your three.
Really? I've just been running around. I've just been walking around, talking, telling them my life story.
No,
I mean, if you're not dying, you're blessed.
right there.
Now I'm dying.
Oh,
give people a show though.
Damn it! Oh, I should have left. Oh, I had them.
Oh well. Yeah.
What about you, AJ? AJ's told some good stories before he got on the pod here. What's AJ's soccer story? Tell us about how you got into.
His love story was beautiful. That's what I like.
That was it. We'll save that for a better day, though. But for this
that's
one,
for a different podcast.
Yeah. I'm really interested now, AJ. Like, I want to hear about how you got into your varsity career.
Did you see my love story? I kind of missed that.
Yeah.
I think she's listening.
I'm a big fan of love. What?
She's even listening right now too. So
yeah. What's your girlfriend's name? Give your girlfriend a shout out.
Molly, she's here.
Oh, she's beside you?
She should be studying, but I think she's listening. Judging my COD skills.
It's not much to judge. Oh my god, I got shot by a helicopter. What the hell?
Did I get that guy? No, I suck at this game.
But basically, my story, my brother went to the same university as me, and he got scouted for the soccer team here. And then, when I was starting my recruitment process for, whatever universities in Canada that I was looking for, my brother helped me sign with this team, and then ever since, finished my 4 years here, and we'll see what's coming next.
Yeah, see what's about to happen next. Shout out Drake. I don't know how many times I've been alive now. I think this is my third life.
Exactly, bro. This is the best part about this game.
I thought you said you only get one. I'm dead. Someone shot me already.
So usually it's me. I think it's the reason why I usually only get one is because when your buddy, like if everyone on your team dies, I'm pretty sure you're done.
Hey, someone want to keep me alive? I know you're dead.
No, you're going to stay alive. Don't worry.
Okay.
Come on, stay alive.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Continue. Hey, you got to stay alive for 13 seconds and we're back.
Okay.
I'm back.
I'm back in 5.
Load out here. Damn.
I'm just gonna wait for Chris to come back, and then I will leave my hiding spot.
Yeah. You know what we should almost maybe do? Maybe it's a different podcast.
No.
I wanted to do it on the route, but then I kind of shut down the route for the time being since I'm focused more on growing the business right now rather than the podcast. I was gonna do like a White Whale marketing team episode. But, yeah.
Bro, you killed AJ and you think you're going to get away with it? Get out of here. Oh, wait, his buddy got away with it, though.
I keep trying to get guns and I can't get any. I'm dying over here. All right,
yeah.
I'm going safe. I'm getting as far away from here as possible.
No worries. I think there's about 18 guys, 20 guys left.
Yeah, there'll be more coming back. That's the issue.
Oh, yeah. I hope I'm one of them.
Oh, there's no guns.
I'm back. I'm fortunate for the people viewing. But anyways.
Nah, if anything, this was we had a masterclass from Chris about sponsorship and where things are going, and we're getting a masterclass on how not to play Call of Duty.
Masterclass. I almost sometimes I wish that sometimes I hope that potential clients don't listen to this because we always start rambling or we're distracted doing something, whether it's on live stream or something else. So my ideas aren't well thought out. They're literally just coming out as I think of them or as I'm trying to shoot somebody. And then they're like, "Oh, these guys are kind of idiots."
No one watched Da Vinci Paint. They only saw his masterpieces after,
Very true. Funny enough, my other last name is Picasso. I don't know if I need to say that online, but anyways, I used to tell kids that it was Picasso, and he's my great uncle.
I mean, if it wasn't football, that definitely get you in the popular books.
Pardon?
If it wasn't football that got you noticed in school, I'm sure that would have.
Oh yeah. No, that wasn't to get noticed. It was just like people because they were trying to pronounce it. I was like, oh, it's just Picasso.
Oh, got you.
Harald knows how it is with these immigrant last names we have. It's not Hewish where it's easy to say.
Yeah, see, with last names, I'm okay. Patel's not that bad. But, yeah, definitely been called different variations of Harald over my years.
Oh, yeah. When I lived in Boston, I had a substitute teacher that – so if you can see my last name just underneath here, Nascimento. If you just sound it out, you'll say it. I had a substitute teacher when I was in grade 7. They pronounced it as Neskimoto. which just insulting.
Great pronunciation.
Yeah. Like, anyways, just story time with Chris. While if there's a way for my screen to, I keep getting brought back, so I gotta play. I was like, I'll just talk and watch you guys play.
I mean, I'm surprised we've lasted this long. I'm impressed.
Oh, I think it's just AJ.
No, I hid for a while and then I was stayed alive.
I'm trying here, boys.
Well, I tried killing this guy, but
Oh, I'm not gonna make it to AJ in time.
you just gotta stay alive for 24 seconds and we're back.
I gotta stay alive for 24 seconds. You guys are asking a lot out of me.
20 seconds now.
If I
15.
plant a trophy system, do I automatically come back or what?
I don't know what that means.
If you what, sorry?
What's a
There's a
trophy
guy there.
system?
Watch out, watch out, watch out.
Trophy system is.
You gotta stay alive. 5 seconds. 5 seconds. No.
I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, allies. All allies. I thought it was just Haral. Okay.
Oh, I am in prime position here. I am screwed.
This camera's a little too close to me now. Gotta shave. Excuse me. Oh, I thought you were somebody else.
Chris, be
I'm
careful.
just gonna drive around the ATV. Do I need to do anything in this game?
Other than survive? No.
Chris, drive around and see who you can kill.
You know what? Keep a little entertainment. People don't want to see me constantly dying.
AJ, how do you open that mini radar? Is that a kill streak or does everyone have that?
No, that's the heart sensor.
Oh, that's if you use it's like a certain class.
Oh, got you.
Really? I used to always get in the other, like when we played last time, like when you went live with me last time, or with us, I should say.
I think that's because we made you a class with it, so you could have.
No, I used to always, even with my buddies.
You just find them.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
All right, good job, Chris. You're doing great. You're driving around.
Are you guys dead?
I am.
No.
AJ's killing it.
I only have
Oh,
two.
man.
Surprising. It's just because I can't get my loadout. I keep dying every time I go for it.
Yeah, that's the tough thing, eh? After a while,
Oh, I got sniped.
once you lose the loadout, it's kind of tough scenes.
Oh, Chris, you're crawling the wrong way, bro.
What do you mean?
You got to crawl down this way. I can get
Down.
you.
The gas though, no?
No, you're still good. I'm trying to protect you.
You just gotta get close to AJ so AJ can save you.
I don't think I'm gonna make it.
50 meters right here. See you, buddy.
It's like a baby learning how to walk. Just like, yeah, come on.
Oh, he's so close. No.
I don't know if I can make it to you.
Oh, I'm gonna make it. Oh, someone shot me. There's two guys.
Oh,
coming
there's a
in.
team coming for you, AJ.
Around the corner.
Nicely done.
How do you get to see a screen? I don't get to see a screen.
You gotta. It's
now
gonna load
I
on
am.
AJ's
Now I
screen.
am.
Yeah.
Stay alive, homie.
How are you moving to the circle but the gas is there? Or you gotta wait for it to move?
Yeah,
You're
he's
at
just
the end.
following the gas.
Interesting.
Oh, there's only 7 other guys left. I don't know how many teams there are.
Wait, do Haral and I come back?
Nah.
No,
Oh, no.
not right now.
Oh, wait, behind you, AJ.
Guy behind you.
I think you saw that though.
Other side.
Oh shit.
This is quality entertainment.
Oh,
No.
oh. Nice.
No.
Oh.
I had it. Damn.
Oh, there's an entire team left, man. That would have been insane if you clutched that. Second is crazy considering the fact that you're lifting an entire
Second. Oh,
team.
that was for second?
I was second place, yeah.
Wow. Shout out us, man.
Shout out AJ. I'm not taking no credit for that.
I am. It's the White Whale Marketing Podcast, baby. We're a
Got
team.
second place on the stream. It's a stream win.
Yeah, honestly, I'm glad I got that on video. But anyways, yeah, that's the White Whale Marketing Podcast. Haral, do you want to end it, and then I'll go do the producer job for a bit.
Yeah, for sure. So that was episode 22 of the White Whale Marketing Pod. As always, we're in collaboration with a sport marketeer. You can see their logo just underneath where our feet are on the Warzone screen. You see our social up there just above my head. Make sure to follow at White Whale Marketing. Quickly before we end off, AJ, any last words about carrying the team for this entire stream on the Warzone end?
Oh, we're gonna have to practice, get some off-stream practice hours in so we can get that first place, get that dub.
Sounds good. Looks like we're gonna have to get grenades in deep and stuff and figure out how to play this game. But on behalf of Chris, AJ, and myself, remember to sign up for the newsletter for the Sport Marketeer to be able to see that in your inbox every Friday. This episode's newsletter is going to be in your inboxes tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. It'll be much more coherent, and we'll leave the Warzone part out of it for now. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any feedback, feel free to let us know. Get in contact with us. But other than that, we will see you next week when we go live. Same time, same place, maybe different venue though. This is Haral for the White Whale Marketing Pod and for the Sport Marketeer. Wishing you all a great night. Take care, everybody.
Peace. Where'd Chris go? He's coming back?
I think, yeah, he's just removing us from the stream and stuff. Might have been a little premature in the